My next guest, is you ready? Let's do it. ESPN, oh, excuse me, this is so official now. ESPN's senior NBA insider, who's currently in our
United,
hometown
it
of
feels so
Chicago.
good.
How are you?
I'm good. Wait, go. You can go ahead. What's the
No,
bio?
we can't. You and I, we need to be in the same place. I need to see you across the table. We don't like the Zooms. Like we already botched this and we just started. See what happened?
So it's what was it? ESPN senior NBA insider. Definitely still sounds weird, but 8 months in, I'm getting there. I'm getting.
What
used
is
to it.
like your take on these 8 months? What can you tell me?
I mean, it's definitely been a whirlwind because I mean, 8 months ago, I didn't know where I would be, what I would be doing. I had an idea, and so it's definitely been an interesting adjustment period. But since I've been here, everyone's been real welcoming to me. I'm a newcomer, so for everyone to like kind of make me feel as part of the family, it's always helpful.
You are everywhere. And tonight's the draft lottery. You can see it at 7 Eastern on ESPN. You're in Chicago. How did you get scooped on the Pope? How are you not the one breaking the Pope news?
You know what? People have been asking me about this, and I didn't have that one. That's the one thing I don't think I had the right sourcing on. So I will admit I was behind the 8 ball on that one.
You're behind the 8 ball, but you're on top of everything. This is what my producer wants me to ask you. Mother's Day was yesterday. You're a great gift giver. It literally says, we know you're an incredible gift giver. How did you treat your mom?
So happy Mother's Day, first of all, to all the moms that are watching live right now. For me, I feel like Mother's Day is every day. I feel like how you treat your mom, like it's like an everyday thing. So we definitely, we had a brunch, spent time together yesterday before I came for a full week of combine coverage. We played a little bit of tennis. My mom is definitely one to be active out there. So I think to be able to play tennis on everyone's off day, the whole family was there. It was a fun experience. And happy Mother's Day. My mom.
Shams, you're the sweetest ever. Your mom and you
really
love your
my
mom.
World. So I love my mom. I appreciate my mom for everything she's done for me.
I appreciate you so much that I was binge listening to things about the NBA to prepare for you coming on. And I saw that you had an article this morning about Giannis and his openness to exploring options right out of Milwaukee. I'm here in LA. All I'm hearing is Giannis to LA. Giannis, LeBron, Luka. Is him to the Lakers actually possible?
Even Giannis doesn't know where he wants to go right now or what his future really holds, right? Like it's either you stay in Milwaukee and you understand the next year to 2 years, it's going to be a rough period for them there because they only have one first-round pick they can trade. They have top-heavy salaries. They don't have a lot of tradable, high-value contracts if you want to get better. So you don't really have high-value tradable contracts. You only have one first-round pick you can trade, and that first-round pick is 6 years away in 2031. So that's all under consideration. The Damian Lillard of it all. So, Damian Lillard, co-star of Giannis Antetokounmpo, he suffered an Achilles tear right as the playoff season was ending for the Bucks. And that's devastating, not only because that's a guy that averages 25, 30 points a game, but he's making $54 million next year. He's under contract for upwards of $110 million the next 2 years. And at least for next season, it's very much up in the air. When is he going to be back? And so because of that uncertainty, that's $54 million potentially in dead money. And so they don't have a lot of elevation ability to make this team better. And because of that, Giannis Antetokounmpo has said for years, I want to win another championship. He said it on his brother's podcast last month. If I can't win another championship, I can't go to sleep at night after I'm retired. And so everyone understands he wants to find the best fit long-term. He's been saying for years, the goal is to find that option. If it's not going to be in Milwaukee, well, now we're here. And he is actively exploring it from what I'm told. And that process starts here at the Combine in our home city in Chicago. All 30 teams are here. His representatives are here. There's going to be a lot of conversations going on all week.
So he's going to the Lakers. Thank you, Shams.
I don't think that would be something that I would be putting all my money on if I'm UK.
Okay.
But do what you got to do.
Interesting. Tell me what I need to know about tonight. Explain it to a 5-year-old. What do I need to know?
NBA Draft Lottery Night is really, I think, a great place for us to find out which teams here that we know in rankings, teams that struggled last season, to put it mildly, which one of them could end up getting lucky? Which one of them could end up with a franchise-altering player? And I think there's a few of them in this draft. You have Cooper Flagg, of course. He's the presumptive number 1 overall pick. But then there's guys like Dylan Harper. There's VJ Edgecombe. There's Ace Bailey. There's players all throughout the draft. Duke's got a few players as well. And so I think this draft is one where it's definitely got some players at the top. And I think this is when I talk to GMs, they feel like this draft is incredibly deep, but it starts tonight, right? And I think the Giannis of everything is at the top of everyone's minds around the league. That's the first thing that everyone woke up thinking about today is what happens with Giannis Antetokounmpo's future. But after that, it's where will Cooper Flagg end up? Well, where will some of these other players end up, and which one of these teams gets lucky?
If I'm a fan that wants like Cooper Flagg, which is a name that I know, if I want him to go to the team that he could like tip the scales and make them a contender, let's take a look at that list again. Of course, I want the Bulls to have something good happen to them. But is there a team that if you were to say like me as an outside fan that just wants Cooper Flagg to like tip the scale and get them going, which team is that? Who am I rooting for?
Well, I'll look at a few here. Charlotte, I think you can make the case Cooper Flagg goes in there. You pair him with LaMelo Ball, and the thing about Cooper Flagg that I think stands out is he's so polished, he's so ready, he's so focused. He reminds a lot of people around the league of a guy like Anthony Davis, because as soon as he comes into this league, you know what you'll get from him on both sides of the ball. And then if we can get that list back up, Richard.
Yeah, let's take a look.
I think
what
Philadelphia.
About the Wizards?
Well, I think for Utah, Washington, he brings you some hope, and he brings you a guy that you can finally look at as like, this is Cooper Flagg. This is who we're going to build around. For those two teams, I think he's hope. For Charlotte, I think he's somewhat hope, but also like you pair him with LaMelo Ball, you bring in a different type of culture there. There could be a different mindset. But I'm looking at New Orleans and Philly and possibly Toronto. That's the team where I think he tips scales in terms of like you bring him in, and in New Orleans, Zion, you pair him with Zion. In a team like Philadelphia, they already have Tyrese Maxey and Paul George and Joel Embiid. That's Flagg right in there, and you feel like you're only adding a player that helps you get over the hump. So those are really the teams I'm looking at. But then there's some other teams, okay, even lower than that. San Antonio, if you somehow like 8 or 9 all the way to 1, obviously you have to be massively lucky. There's a team like Houston who I think is around 9. If you can get up to 1, that's obviously you're getting lucky. So I would look at a couple of those teams.
I think I want the 76ers to get Cooper Flagg. I want them to win the lottery. I've decided now. That's my thought.
The other side for them, okay, is like if they don't keep their pick, their pick is top 6 protected.
Oh.
If so, we'll see tonight. If they end up 7, 8, 9, that pick is gone. That pick is going to Oklahoma City. That would be the worst case scenario for Daryl Morey and the Sixers. There would be a ton of unhappy fans in Philadelphia. They will be storming the streets in Philly if they can't keep their pick. Because think about it. They literally went down a path that we did not see coming this season. They lost a ton of games this year. Second half of the season, they clearly went toward, an eye on the draft, to put it one way. And so they have to keep this thing.
Oof, the drama. I'm so glad that you're there covering it for ESPN, of course, tonight. We have playoff action going on. I opened my phone. The Instagram came up. Steph Curry's dealing with this thing. He's on track-ish to play like a Game 6 situation if they can make it happen. What's the latest?
Okay, the Warriors have to buy Stephen Curry time is essentially what this is.
Yeah.
And he's got a hamstring injury. He's doing a little bit more and more every day. He's doing a little bit of light jogging from what I'm told. He's able to move into his shots a little bit. But as of yesterday and into today, he had not fully ran yet, sprinted, cut. And those are the things that you got to be able to see pain-free before you can even think about making a return. So the Warriors' mindset has been win either Game 3 or Game 4 back home, push this series to at least 6 games, and give yourself a chance to get Stephen Curry back into this series. And I think that's the mindset. Win tonight. And I think Jimmy Butler, it's going to be his game tonight. It's going to be all about him, what he can do. And he put up, 34 points in Game 3. He put up.
Sure.
Jonathan Kuminga had another 30. Jonathan Kuminga had 30 points himself. The problem for the Warriors was they didn't get anyone else also chipping in with 20, 25 points. So Buddy Hield, Gary Payton II, Brandon Podziemski, Draymond Green. They're going to need those guys to step up as well.
We need that Polish kid to step up. Podziemski, we love it. Okay, so the New York Giants, their 2 first-round picks were Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart. Okay, and they sparked a debate on Twitter over the weekend. Shams, Abdul Carter posted his starting 5 versus Jackson Dart starting 5. I hope we have it. There it is. Which of these lineups would win?
Ooh, you're putting me on the spot.
I know you hate this.
This is tough. I mean,
I like watching you do the math in your head.
You got Michael Jordan on one team. I'm like inclined to go that direction.
Yeah.
But Team Dart does have size. I'm not good at picks. I say whoever's healthiest.
Whoever's healthiest. How did I know that you were going to give that kind of answer? Hey, have you ever met Michael Jordan?
I have not.
Isn't
But
that?
I saw the news today. That's massive news, obviously.
When did you know that news?
When it came out. I'm not going to lie to you.
Interesting. Why haven't you met him? Has he just not been around?
I think, yeah, I think he's probably, he was in ownership when I first started in all this, and our paths haven't crossed yet.
I just think that's wild. Have you ever thought about it? Like,
if you want to make it happen, let me know.
I've never met him. I don't think I'd ever want to meet him. I think I would make a fool of myself.
You meet your idols. What is that like?
Yeah, I just think he's like too big to meet. Like I don't think I need to meet him. I like sort of how I see him. But you need to be best friends with him, and then you can introduce me to him. How does that sound? I mean, do you miss me at all, Shams? Let's get right to it. Like, don't you miss doing this?
I know we have to do it in person next time.
I know. I should have gone to Chicago and covered this. Okay, let me take a look. So take a look at the odds. We already did that to draw 1. I'm trying to think. Oh, here's my next question.
You're everywhere. You're playing golf. You're at the Derby. Mm-hmm. The only place you're not is in Chicago.
I know. I need to get back there, and I will. You've talked about your first pitch to death. Is there anything that you want to share about that hasn't been? What I didn't realize is
you actually threw a first pitch.
I did.
I went and did some research after the fact.
I did a first pitch.
Myself to other first pitches because I'm a harsh judge. I'm like a perfectionist. I didn't like the way my first pitch went. I'm like, it was way too wide. I wanted to throw it right down the middle, but everyone was saying, you didn't bounce it. You didn't throw it like wildly to the dugout or anything. I feel like I could have been better. So maybe when the Cubs make it back to the World Series, I'll be back for like game 1 or game 2.
And I like that.
I saw your pitch. It was inspiring.
Mine wasn't bad. I don't really remember it. I'm supposed to do it again this summer, so I will be in Chicago. I'm supposed to do it again, but then I saw that you did it, and I said I can't do it after Shams. I would have had to do it before, and then the Pope's probably going to do it for the White Sox, and I'm like, I just don't know if I can go behind Shams and then the Pope. Like I don't know if I can go third in that order. I don't know. Were you nervous?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like I was just terrified. I didn't want to bounce it because I knew if I bounced it, I would not hear the end of it. So at least me personally, I thought it was a decent pitch. I would give it like a 6 out of 10.
Were you okay? You're being humble. Were you more nervous then or when I took your phone on set?
Definitely when you took my phone, 1,000%.
Yeah, that's good. I've never seen you quite so nervous. There was this thing going around about Stephen A. that he's been on General. My mother tells me that he plays like a gangster. She always says that. She goes, he plays gangster on General Hospital. She literally watches. She's obsessed. She knows everything about him. She probably writes his Wikipedia page.
Can you shout out your mom?
Yeah, go ahead.
Happy Mother's Day. Mama
You're so cute. My mother asks about you. I'm not joking. My mother, literally, and we're not going to get into this anyway. Guest appearance. I don't think he's a guest appearance. I think he's like a regular on General Hospital. Who is the next ESPN personality who you think should make an appearance on General Hospital?
I don't know about General Hospital. Wow. I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm just going to go football. I'll go Dan Orlowski. I'll go with him. I feel like he can play like the doctor that is performing surgery on a patient or something.
Okay. Yeah. I love that.
You could have a food turns red because he turns red. Is that? Because I've seen him turn sometimes on TV. I don't know. that's in blushing.
I'm pulling some things from the headlines. We talked about Jackson Dart. He's like the new hot thing with the Giants. He's got a lot of swag. He's very cool. Like the media loves him right now. He's got dresses cool, all these things. Who is the coolest NBA draft prospect? Who's the Jackson Dart?
NBA draft prospect. I mean, I personally, from my definition of cool is different though, right? Like my definition is like polished, somewhat put together. Like you have a level of professionalism to you, and I look at Cooper Flag with all those traits. Like I think of, even if he comes today and draft night with like the boringest suit, I just think the way his mentality is, from everything I hear, and I'll meet him for the first time hopefully tonight and in the weeks to come, like he's got all those qualities.
What are you wearing tonight?
I'll wear this suit with a tie. Okay,
love that. The White Sox released these new Bulls-themed City Connect uniforms. I don't know if you've seen these. Here's my question.
I love the pinstripe. I'm a big pinstripe fan.
Is the pinstripe the goated jersey, right? Chicago? That's the goated one, right?
No doubt. And I think the fact that me and you are doing the Zoom, I think maybe they might have some luck tonight.
Oh my gosh. Don't they need something? I was thinking about that this morning. Like,
I saw you in your preview video in opening the show, and I know you're rooting for them. So
I don't know if I am. I've still never been to a Bulls game. That's your fault. But anyway, Philly. There's a Philly fan who, we talked to the 76ers, big Eagles fans. They're opening up against the Cowboys to kick off the NFL season. A fan had a stained glass window of Saquon's backward hurdle put into their house. I'd like to know what NBA moment in all of history you would immortalize in stained glass in you and your mom's home.
That's tough. But like, I actually think of a moment that looks just like that. It's when Jimmy Butler was like toppled over in the bubble. He was so tired.
Oh.
And he was just like done. It was like he was like over the edge of the area that they had the stanchion or whatever it's called. And he was just exhausted. I just think of that anytime I think of like NBA players' exhaustion. That picture reminds me.
He has an answer for everything. Thank you so much, Shams. Everyone can follow you on Twitter at Shams. Everyone does, and watch the NBA Draft Lottery tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN. I know you have to run. Thank you. You're the best.
Thank you. Next time we have to talk about what your mom was saying though.
Goodbye.